And I want to tell you that tonight, on this stage, you are going to see, bar none, every sight, miracle, and wonder that name stands for, including Jumbo, the largest elephant in the world, the amazing great white whale from Labrador, General Tom Thumb, only 25 inches from toe to crown, Josette, the oldest woman in the world, and the rarest and the most beautiful bird in captivity, the Swedish nightingale. Plus, a company of hundreds, no, thousands, including marching bands, standing bands, flying bands, tumbling bands, bands of every size, shape, and wonder. And here they are! No. I know what you're thinking. Well, you don't see any tumbling bands or flying bands or 25-inch men. But, like I told you, Barnum's the name and miracles are my game. And they're all up there, mark my word. Wait a minute, where are you going? Oh, but I've got a point of view to expound, defending the noble art of humbug.
Which I happen to be in disagreement with, as it is no more than a shoddy defense of flim flam, so it doesn't behoove me to stick around.
But respect for the speaker, madam, requires you to listen while he sets forth his convictions.
And respect for my own convictions requires me to set forth, which I am doing.
Then go. Isolated dissent is hardly going to deter me. One small voice can quite easily be ignored.
Good day, Mr. Barnum.
Of course, it doesn't help any if that one small voice belongs to your wife. Charity Barnum, I'll have a kiss before you.
With pleasure, Mr. Barnum. You may not make much sense, but you're beautiful.
In the main ring, ladies and gentlemen, the fight to the finish struggle of humbug versus truth, flim flam versus fact, Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum versus his good wife Charity. An American pageant featuring stirring music, thrilling spectacle, hilarious clowns, and savage jungle beasts. Presenting first, Mr. Barnum himself in an opening bit of philosophical Calderon. Mr. Barnum!
The fact is, my wife's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You give her a mess of hard facts, and she's as happy as a clam. But serve her up a bit of fancy, and she turns up her nose like it was yesterday's fish. But whether you end up thinking my humbug's a blessing or a curse, you're still gonna buy it. Why? Because every 60 seconds in this world, a delightful phenomenon takes place which absolutely guarantees it. There is a sucker on every minute. Each time that second hand sweeps to the top like dandelions, up they pop, rear so big, their eyes so wide, and no white feet of bone that fly below me. Bring no truth in it. Why, you can bet I'll find the world by my door. Cause there's a sure shooting sucker ball a minute. And I'm referring to the minute you were born. Each blessed hour brings 16 album. Each time that pudding cuckoo shows his face, another sucker takes his place, drops his corner on the line. Why, my friends are genuine lucky. God was in love, but don't get sad or hop and mad or call the sea. Cause there's a sure shooting sucker ball a minute. But friends, you might have been a minute in between. If I allow that my kid, you might have the smallest living human man. Psycho that is surely losing time. If I present an educated pooch who's trained to dance to hoochie cooch, what better way to waste a bit of time? If I imported monumental cross the lady bear whose head was lost or crossing railroad tracks and Vixen's in, who eats Marina through a hose and wears big tights instead of clothes. If that ain't worth the fuck, my name ain't Phineas. You say that's hogwash, well who cares? You my hogwash long as there's a sucker on every minute. Each time that second hand shoots to the top like dandelions, up they pop, they're so big, their eyes so wide, and though my tail is blown, that's my baloney. Just like me minute, there ain't no man that can resist me, wait and see. Cause there's a sure school teacher. They go right to the books. Cherry, I'm talking about rosy possibilities. Well, the kind of humbug those pilgrims sold themselves when they set forth on the main. The dream, Cherry.
Just one question, Taylor. That lady, eating Korea with no head, how does she chew the lumps?
Well, now, she's got herself this small boy, and he comes by
Mr.
it.
Webster gives this nice synonym for humbug, too. Lies. Now, don't give up, Taylor. The evening's young. You've still got some rosy possibilities.
In the far ring, humble beginnings, as Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum, in his first appearance in the main tent, turns old into gold, quicker than you can say, George Washington.
I'm telling you, Mr. Barnum, they came by the thousands in Philadelphia. Here's everything that you'll need. My bill of sale, birth certificate, writs, and testimony to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, on June 16th, Joyce Heth will be 160 years old.
Well, she's better be, Mr. Lyman. It's going to take every cent I have to buy these contracts. But from now on, it's going to be P.T. Barnum presents Joyce Heth, the oldest woman in the world.
She'll make your fortune, Mr. Barnum. She just made mine.
All right, Joyce, we're going to get started. You want to eat tonight? Step right up and see her, ladies and gentlemen. Joyce Heth, the oldest woman in the world. 160 years old.
When you see the shape, the world is in. When the wind is in, but it's done. Thank God.
I don't understand it, Joyce. They came by the thousands in Philadelphia.
Walk by the thousands, too. You've been had, Mr. Barnum. Anyway, what's so special about an old lady? A young lady, that's different. Why, if you had had me up here 140 years ago, they would have come all right.
What did you say?
I said, what's so special about an old lady?
What a special old lady.
Mr. Barnum, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at a nurse. About 100 years ago, you got this baby bouncing on your knee. George Washington.
I don't know no folks named Washington.
Sure you do, Joyce. George Washington, the father of our country.
I told you I don't know.
Joyce.
What?
That sidewalk, that looks a mite hard to sleep on tonight. And I'd say there was a good chance of rain. Maybe even hail.
What did you say that boy's name was?
George Washington.
Oh, you mean little Georgie? Why, Mr. Barnum, I pretty near raised that boy.
All right, Joyce, let's do it. Step right up and see it. Joyce Heth, George Washington's nurse.
When you see the shape the world is in, when the way it is ain't what it's been, when folks just can't go and find out old, when you take the gander and the news, when you hear the language people use, when no sweet songs are sung.
patriotic humbug, and there's none better. And now that Joyce was a success, I started signing up other attractions, and I needed some place to put them.
Well, that's right, Mr. Barnum. I am looking for a partner to help run the American Museum, but, well, I don't want to turn it into no sideshow.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Scudder. That's why I intend filling all 5 floors with the most educational attractions imaginable, including 3 galleries of art, a lecture hall seating 2,000 people, and in the rotunda, a glass tank containing a living, breathing, spouting, great white whale from Labrador. And just to help you make up your mind, may I present you with this courtesy ticket, entitling you and a friend 2 free admissions upon payment of 1/2 the regular price any Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, between the hours of 12 and 1 o'clock. Is the deal?
Taylor Barnum, did you or did you not have an appointment to take me to lunch at 1 o'clock sharp? It is now past 2:14.
In the near ring, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. P.T. Barnum faces that most ferocious of all jungle beasts, the female of the species, who has been kept waiting over 1 hour and 14 minutes. Mr. Barnum will face this dangerous creature unarmed.
Now, darn it, Mr. Scudder, I thought I asked you to tell me when it was 1 o'clock. Now, no excuses, just run along and I'll meet you and the builders at the museum at 2:45.
Very well, Mr. Barnum.
He's so forgetful, Terry, I don't know why I ever took him as a partner. A perfect example of a marital humbug. Trouble is with my wife, it never works.
Hogwash Taylor, I believe you forgot that appointment all by yourself. Now, I have to go pick up some pamphlets over at the Women's Emporium, and I thought we might lunch there.
Cherry, you can't get lunch in a place like that. But McNally's Oyster House is right around the corner, so I suggest
That
the two of
leads
us.
up to the Fates. An excellent idea. Heads, the Women's Emporium. Tails, McNally's.
I'll toss it if you don't mind.
Oh, go right ahead, Taylor. I trust you 100%.
Liver and prunes it is.
Hey, wait a minute! Get off of there! And get out of here!
Well, here it is, Mrs. Barnum, our new pamphlet all about the Stanton Act. Thanks to Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the state of New York now guarantees a woman the right to make all of her own business and legal decisions. What do you think of that, Mr. Barnum?
I'm all for it, 100%. As long as she asks her husband first. All right, bring us a couple of dozen oysters and 2 large ales and put a head on.
Mr. Barnum will have the liver special, the boiled parsnips, and a fresh compote of prunes.
I shall be up for days.
Now, Taylor, you can tell me who this new business partner of yours is.
Well now, Sherry, that was Mr. Amos Scudder. Him and me are rebuilding the American Museum.
With what? We haven't $100 to our name.
Brass and a bit of humbug. You'd be surprised how often it's just as good as silver or gold.
See?
That's my nature, Cherry. I told you I was a dreamer the first night we met.
Taylor Bond, when a girl meets a man in the middle of the worst thunderstorm of the summer, with bolts of lightning jumping off of every tree and barn in sight, and thunder so loud it'll scare the wits out of you, not to mention all the dogs and cats all over the territory howling to raise the dead. She don't pay much mind when a man happens to mention he's a dreamer. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have dreams, Taylor. Just let them be sensible ones we can reach.
Cherry, I want to excite people. Stir them up. Give them a glimpse of the miracle.
Miracle's a pretty fancy word for humbug, Taylor.
Now, how can you say that, Cherry? Well, maybe I put a high polish on the facts sometimes, but I've never taken anyone for one thing not.
You've taken them for more than money. You get them all wrought up about things that can never be. Like a woman 160 years old. And I don't mind you using the imagination the good Lord gave you. But with 2 daughters to bring up, you should be using it for more sensible things. Now, I happen to know that Mr. Chauncey Jerome is looking for a partner over at the clock factory. And I could be a part of it, Taylor. I could write the letters, keep the
Oh,
accounts.
Cherry, look, I just couldn't do it. Tick, tock, tick. From 10 to 6, with only an occasional bong to break the monotony of 10,000 cuckoos looking at 10,000 little holes. Every man's got his temperament, Mrs. Barnum, and mine just not suited to tick-tock, cuckoo, and bong.
I'm sorry, Taylor. I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, of course you should, Cherry. That's half a wife's job, bringing up things her husband doesn't want to hear. But a clock factory's just not the right color for me. Just say the name. Bridgeport Clockworks, and what do you see? Gray and brown, and maybe if you're lucky, a little dash of taupe. But you walk inside, any sideshow, and you've got fire engine red, and buttercup yellow, and Kelly green, and royal blue, and it's like living inside a giant pinwheel. And it's not just for my own selfish pleasure that I need all those colors, Cherry. I want to splash them out for the whole world to see. The colors of my life are bountiful and bold. The purple glow of indigo, the gleam of green and gold, the splendor of a sunrise, the dazzle of a flame, the glory of a rainbow. I put 'em all to shame. No quiet browns and grays. I'll take my days instead and fill them till they overflow with rose and cherry red. And should this sunlit world grow dark one day, the colors of my life will leave a shining light to show the way.
That's well and good, Mr. Barnum. But all your greens and reds aren't going to be much help if you don't get those builders started.
Cherry, good Lord, that's almost too forward. Look, I'll be back in 5 minutes. 10 at the most. A half hour, I promise. All right, look, if I'm not back by 6:30, meet me at the museum. Corner Ann Street and Broadway. You know, it's like a big sign up. The red one, the purple letters, and gold trim that says Barnum's American Museum.
It's your own fault, Charity Barnum. If you'd only asked a few logical questions before you married him, you would have put a healthy distance between yourself and that dreamer who wants to give the world a paint job, which I'm not so sure it needs. The colors of my life are softer than a breeze. The silver gray of hide and cloud, a dappled green of
We've got an opening Monday morning at 9.
We'll be ready.
Do you intend rebuilding an entire museum from top to bottom in 2 days?
I do, my treasure.
But how?
Slowly. The Lord gave each and every one a song to do what can't be done. The wrong, the brave, the courage, and the heart. The strength within the strong is far. The will to reach the farthest star. It's just a case of learning how to start. To build a tower so high to a cloud. We'll anchor build it one time, brick at a time. Just multiply till upon the event. Just begin with the big silver line. Our empty feeling can give us a violence of love. No need, no magic power, just to see and show it from the floor to the skies. You can soar if you're wise enough to climb. One brick at a time.
To build a ship that's built to last,
Take a keel and raise the mast.
I know it begins with just a simple rhyme. I know it through some mile beneath.
Comes the skate to think your teeth.
To sharpen up your knife and take your tired one sword chap with a cup and a bunch of hours. He can scoop all the salt from the sea. Once open up, turning miles, the power's all begun by just one tumbleweed to ride with these symphonies, or at least in pocket build the drills and all the got to start with bomb. So not to leave the rest in the dust, leave the rest if the dust begins to climb one brick at a time.
Just take a brick and place it on the ground to make it stick or watch it all around. A cup, a line, then stir until it's hard, and up she'll climb by inch, by foot, by yard.
A sill, a door, a ledge, a window pane, then drill some more, raise up the weather vane. A roof, they're going slow like this.
I swing it at a festival climb to build a tower.
Make
So
a
high
brick,
to the clouds.
place it on the ground. To make it stick, the walls are all around. A rough, a wide, then stir until it's hard, and up she'll climb by inch, by foot, by yard. Raise up the weather vane. The roof, they're going slow like this. One brick at a time, one single solitary brick. One brick at a time, one single solitary brick. One brick at a time, one single solitary brick. One brick at a time.
Everything about my museum was spectacular, including the price. $1 dollar. Now that may seem a bit steep, but it was worth it. Look at what I gave. White Alana, Roman terracotta, and then lava from the likes of Edna, statuary, pride of dromedary, see the temple tumble and the Red Sea spot. McNamara's band defense lady in the land of pickle please for a can straight over behind his hand. Going to a going to be showing you some rolling full on the rap from Delaware. Armadillos could have a caterpillars. Reproductions of the Cyclops rectum. Snow blowing, automatic slowing. Venus on the show, now the works of art. Educated Jesus have a memory to eat place. Try to run these slowly for made of ice. Hot coffee got never got too much hot shit like the sun. See that twice. When he was the snakes of the fauna. Got the fatal lady fuck with get them. When you duck out, you take another fuck out. Run around the bus, see you, run around the bus, see you, run around the bus, see you, just start. Mr. Barnum! Mr. Barnum!
Oh, 5,000 admissions in one day!
But the only thing is everyone's going downstairs to see the whale. And then they're going back upstairs to see Joyce Saadeh and the mermaids and the Indians and everything. And then Mr. Bottom, I go back downstairs again and starting all over. And they're not leaving. What are we going to do?
Put that sign I had printed over that door to the egress.
To the egress.
Now don't worry, it's just a fancy word for exit.
But no one will know what it means.
They will when they get outside. Educated places from the memory to these places, from the companies, full of informative lights. Hot cross forgotten, you forgot to bust conjured like the sun. See that twice. When you want the snakes, another fauna. Got the people that you fuck with, kicked up. When you duck out, you take another fuck out. Run around the Now, I don't want you to turn around until I'm ready.
P.T. Barnum, the Grand Master of the High Wire, tries for a triple somersault and falls, which gets him plenty bird up.
All right, now.
Good Lord, they're real. What's the man done?
A foolish thing, Cherry. Married a hard-headed, cold-eyed, tough-talking New England lady who's kept my crazy life from going up in smoke these past 14 years. Happy anniversary!
Taylor Bond, I may have been foolish enough to marry you, but that doesn't mean I can't count. And our anniversary isn't for 6 months.
Cherry, I'm talking about the museum. Or did you forget that we opened our doors to the public exactly 1 year ago today? So put on your silks and satins, woman, because I intend taking you, B, and those pearls out to Rector's restaurant tonight in New York City.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Barnum. I'm not going to any Rector's restaurant. The food's too rich, the people too fancy, and I don't want to even discuss the prices. I'm staying right here.
Marital humbug? Number 2. The Carrying Club principle. It never fails. Now, see here, Mrs. Barnum, I just happen to have the prettiest wife in the state of Connecticut, and it's my God-given right to show her off if I want to. And if you don't go upstairs and change into your best dress at once, well then, certain very costly anniversary gifts may have to be returned. It almost never fails. Cherry Barnum, what am I going to do with you?
Not with me, Taylor. Same thing I do with you.
We're out of step. We disagree. What's right for you is what for me. Together we're polycountry mile. But I like your style. I like your style.
What's right for you is wrong for me. When I propose,
this hour anyhow, man? Well, speak up. Look, is anything wrong?
Yes, a fire at the museum. There's no use going down, and there's nothing left. I'm sorry, Mr. Barnum.
Mr. Scudder, I hope I'm being humbugged.
Alas, Mr. Barnum, you never taught me how.
Mr. Scudder, look!
I'll tell you right now, I don't intend dancing any gallops. I haven't had time to change my petticoat. It's the same old muslin one. But since the only dance you know is the waltz, I don't anticipate any problems.
Evening's off, Cherry. Don't you celebrating the anniversary of the museum once burned down? And maybe it was for the best anyhow, because the damn place was nothing but a sideshow.
Taylor Barnum. That museum was splendid for what it was, and I won't listen to anything to the contrary. But New York's not the only place to make a living. There's a whole country out there. Why, right here in Bridgeport.
Darn it, Cherry, if you hadn't come through with a solution! There is a whole country out there. Hit right, Betty. Piddling my life away. Corner of Ann Street and Broadway, when there's 24 states who never even heard of P.T. Barnum. I'll build a new museum. And I'll put it on wheels.
No, Taylor, I wasn't
Just
talking
bring
about
a little red and gold into the entire country. You know, start with a 3-month swing around the east. All I need is one headline attraction and a little bit of capital, and since it was your idea, I'm going to put a top line on every ad, entire tour, under the direction of Mr. and Mrs. P.T. Barnum. Well, you are with me in this, aren't you, Cherry? Cherry?
Well, I'm not sure I'm 100% in accord, Taylor.
Well, then everything's all right. We're quarreling again.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, Mr. Barnum.
You are, Mr. Stratton.
Our appointment was for 2 o'clock.
I'm busy now. We'll discuss it first thing Monday morning.
Why don't we just forget the whole thing? My wife and I have a few moral qualms with your opera anyway.
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Good day, Mr. Barnum.
Oh, all right, damn it! Look, Cherry, I can't help it. He's got that headline attraction I was telling you about. You go on dancing, and I'll be back in 2 shakes.
And now, a deliciously droll advertisement as Mr. P.T. Barnum juggles 3 slippery strap-ons in the air.
All right now, Mr. Stratton, what's all this about moral quarrels?
Let me begin by saying that my wife and I have the highest regard for you.
I smell a humbug.
But as God is our witness,
question. It's small, as in sum of money. All right, now, Mr. Stratton, what's this about oddities? Any boy 25 inches tall from head to toe is a freak of nature. Now, hold on a minute. George Hemp is 160 years old, and Swan is 8.5 feet tall. Madame Josefa has a 10-inch beard. That doesn't make them freaks. That makes them special. What you call an aberration of nature, I call a gift from God to help lift them up above the crowd. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Since Charlie's old enough to make up his own mind, why don't we leave it up to him? Now, Charlie, I want you to come join my show. I'm not going to fool you. Tens, thousands, maybe millions of people are going to come to see you. Some to stare at you, and maybe even a few to laugh. But most will go home and tell their children and grandchildren for years to come that they saw the smallest living man in the world. And they'll even give me a special name to go with the miracle of your size. Thumb. Tom Thumb. And of course, let's not forget the princely salary of $15 a week to you and your dear family. Well now, Charlie, I put it as fairly as I can. The rest is up to you. Now, what did I say that boy's name was? Thumb. Tom Thumb. Sounds a bit skimpy. Then what we need? It's a handful to go with it. The Right Honorable Tom Thumb. Huh? All right. Sir Tom Thumb. And perhaps something with a touch of the military. Captain Tom Thumb. Now, what the deuce? In for a penny, in for a pound, General Tom Thumb!
Ladies and gentlemen of the great city of Philadelphia, for the first time anywhere, the world's smallest man, General Tom Thumb!
I'm General Thumb, just come to town, a Yankee Doodle dandy. I've et your scrapple, washed it down with just a nip of brandy. The mayor made me presents rare, the ladies did salute me. First rate I am, they all declare, and all my clothes as should be. My success should open up your eyes. Don't judge nothing just by shape or size. Bigger isn't better, taller isn't braver, stronger isn't always wise. Smaller isn't necessarily the lesser, guts can come in any size. Lady luck in favor, just a little shaver, over 1 is 6'3". Breaks at any tussle, muscle for his muscle, bet your life I'm glad I'm me.
with unheard of, unexpected, alarming results.
Not that nonsense, Taylor. Hong Kong may be the smallest man on earth, but you've managed to tell some pretty tall tales about him. He's not a general, and his name is no more thumb than mine is.
I call that trimmings.
Oh? Was Joyce Hemp's age trimmings too?
I call that justice. I just took all the years most women knock off their age and added it on to hers.
Oh, be that as it may, Taylor, if we're going to be in an exhibition business, you could at least find yourself one respectable attraction.
Mr. Barnum, all my congratulations. Julius Goldschmidt. We met last autumn in New York, and I caught your show here last night in Boston. Absolutely splendid.
Well, thank you, Mr. Goldschmidt. Cherry, you remember me mentioning Mr. Julius Goldschmidt. He presented Mr. Booth on his last tour.
Of course. What brings you to Boston, Mr. Goldschmidt?
Boston's only, Mrs. Barnum. I just stopped by here for a visit on my way to England to sign that new Swedish girl who's created such a stir over there.
Oh, Jenny Lind. I read all about her. 2 command performances for the Queen.
Big Lind, of course. She's the Indian rubber lady. She ties a knot in her right arm.
Jenny Lind's an opera singer, Mr. Barnum. From what all the critics say, she has one of the most glorious voices ever heard. But you'll get a chance to see for yourself when I present her first concert in Castle Garden next fall. Better get going. That New York train's doing 1/4 the hour. Mr. Barnum, Mrs. Barnum, a great pleasure. And I look forward to seeing both of you in the fall.
What's the matter, Taylor?
Goldschmidt's a nice fella, Cherry. I just don't want to see him lose his shirt.
Are you afraid he won't be able to sign up Miss Lind?
Well, that's just it. I'm afraid he will. And the American public's not going to go hall just to hear an opera singer.
Oh, I'm not so sure you're right. You heard what he said. And 2 command performances. It's high time you found yourself an attraction like that.
Now, don't start that again, or we'll miss the trick. And besides, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Oh, well, that's very simple. You just toss a coin. Tails, we continue on as we are. Heads, I run the rest of the tour, and you go over to England and make a deal with Miss Lind's agents.
Cherry, what would I say to Mr. Goldschmidt?
That you were afraid New York would never buy an opera singer, and you didn't want to see him lose his shirt.
I call that a lie, Mrs. Clark.
I call that trimmings, Taylor. Bon voyage, Mr. Barnum.
Mrs. Barnum, this is uncharted territory.
Oh, I'm equal to it, Taylor. And so are you.
Now, Cherry, it wasn't too late. I still could have missed the train and followed Cherry west. But I didn't. I made the train, I made the boat, and I made the deal. Now the only thing I had left to do was to figure out who the hell was Jenny Lind. But like that fella Shakespeare says, what's in a name anyhow? Its titles the public wants. We'll call her the scintillating songbird from Sweden. Yeah. The songbird from Sweden who... I got it! The singing Swede! Yeah, unfortunately, Cherry had already had the handbills printed up, so we were forced to calling her the Swedish Nightingale. You can't win them all.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on these blessed shores, the world-renowned Swedish Nightingale. Due to the extremely respectable nature of this attraction, Mr. Barnum's promotional campaign will avoid any sensational claims and rely on the plain, unvarnished truth.
yesterday of 230,000 people to the proud city of New York. Tell me, how was your crossing? Come again? Miss Lind, this is the United States of America. We speak English here. Henry, prepare the all. Miss Lind, have to give a concert on this stage.
Yeah, in concert.
In English.
I know one loud English.
You got no choice.
Shush.
Choice.
Choice.
Well, that's good.
Kid.
Good.
Kid.
Good.
No good.
That's it. Good evening.
Evening.
Evening, ladies.
Lettuce.
No, not lettuce. Ladies.
Lady.
Ladies and.
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 And gentlemen.
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 Gentlemen. Gentlemen. No, no. Gentlemen. Oh, that's just gonna have to do, I guess. And whatever words they don't understand, we'll charge off the European style. And don't forget to smile. If there's one thing no American can resist, it's the smile of a beautiful woman. No American male, anyhow. It's time for me to get out into the house. Good luck! In English! dear lady, you choose whoever strikes your fancy.
Very well, then. I choose a scholastic person. My English teacher.
Now, dear lady, I am confused.
Taylor, the carriage is waiting.
You run along, Cherry. I'll be right there.
The mayor of the city also, he asked to escort me.
Look, Miss Linda.
Taylor, please hurry. I want to freshen up at the hotel before the reception. Perhaps another time.
Cherry. Cherry, I got me a problem. The receipts. They gotta be counted again. Dawn bookkeeper messed them all up. So, you run along. I'll catch up with you as soon as I can.
This bookkeeping couldn't be done tomorrow. Taylor?
No, Cherry, it can't.
Very well, then. I'll see you when I see you. It was a great success tonight, Taylor, and I'm very proud of you. Good night, my darling. Good night, Miss Lind.
Look, Cherry, Miss Lind, Well, damn it, why shouldn't I take her to the reception? The hell, it's only for a few hours. Oh, my life, I've been selling a dream to everybody else in the world. Isn't it time I got a look at it myself? I'm a man. I got the price of admission. I want to know what's going on inside the tent. Staying home living day by day. Maybe saying they can't be duller. Seeing things only black and gray. The world is alive in color. Do just as your neighbors do. Maybe wise, but it ain't so clever. Every man has a dream or two. Let them go where they're gone forever. Out there somewhere, just out of sight, lies a world that's blazing with light. Each man alive got the right to straight fight the straight and narrow. Shoot like a flaming arrow. Turn back to the highway red. Turn down in the chat, so give it. Kiss her, Candlelight, my friend. How the hell can you
proud citizens of Washington and the Potomac Marching Band.
Don't I even get one evening off?
Miss Lynn asked me to remind you that the reception starts at 7 o'clock sharp. And since President Fillmore isn't sticking for punctuality...
Our whole 6 months of this tour has been nothing but tea with the president, reception with the Chief Justice, supper with the Senator. When do they find time to run the country? So help me, Wilton, I'd give the whole thing up just to get away from them.
You don't mean that, Mr. Barnum.
Oh, yes, I do. Old Goldsmith been after me to buy her contract, and I have a good mind to sell it to him. Yeah, I humbugged my myself into thinking I needed a little more color in my life. That she humbugged me into being respectable. A miserable state of affairs as far as I'm concerned. So I might as well be miserable, being respectable with someone I love.
But I thought you and Miss Lynn...
Yeah, so did I, but I was wrong. Look, you better send a wire to Goldschmidt telling him I'll meet him in New York day after tomorrow. And another one to Mrs. Barnum, telling her if that coin comes up heads, I just might be in Bridgeport before the end of next week. This is gonna be a waste of time. I know that. None of my female of the species humbugs ever seem to pan out. But I'm too old a dog not to try. Never heard of such carryings on. And in public. It's a disgrace if you ask me.
Phineas, are you mumbling?
Me? Absolutely not. I think that mumbling's the height of impoliteness.
Then I'll just ignore it.
I never mutter. I might sputter. I don't mutter. I sputter. I mutter. I got something to say. I don't mutter. I sputter. And I still think it's a damn disgrace.
I bet I know what this is all about. The way the French ambassador smiled at me last night.
Wrong. Now, what do I care if some wheezy-looking Frenchie smiles at you? It's the way you smiled at him, one of your number 2 special trembly ones.
Phineas, I'm a soprano, and we play it. The way impresarios matter. Anyway, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
What are you talking about?
The letters.
What letters?
Long one. Daily. To a lady in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Phineas, if you were willing to give up these letters, I might be willing to give up my brand new smile.
Jenny, I want you to know that I'll never forget.
Has been a lovely 6 months. Jag önskar dig du drömmer om Phineas. In English, I want for you what you want for yourself.
That's a kind wish. Now I just have to figure out what the devil it is I want.
And at least now we know what it is. This game of love unless of course so when do you think you'll be leaving?
I suppose tonight's as good a time as any. Will you be all right?
I think so. I have an engagement tonight with the French ambassador.
Look at those figures for St. Louis, Mr. Goldschmidt. Sold out 2 months in advance before she ever sets foot in town. You're buying a songbird that lays golden eggs.
I know that, Mr. Barnum. In fact, you may say I knew that before you did.
That's why I'm making you such a generous offer. Only one proviso. If Miss Lynn ever plays Bridgeport, don't sell me any seats. Done?
Done.
Charity Barnum, what are you doing here?
It came up heads, and I still think you're beautiful. My way this time, Taylor.
Your way.
as he lives his life in
Black and white. The future's rosy, living black and white. Keep both feet on the ground. Don't let those dreams spin you round. See things in the way they are. They're gonna tumble if you fly too far. Stay low and hold on tight. Black and white.
Venus 7, 1851. Day of days for Bridgeport's favorite Bridgeport's favorite son. Little whales he sent to Hades. Like boys singing in Hades.
And the local blackbird she will run. He could run on clockwork's bottom bound, into months he'd run it in the ground, in the ground. And the New Utopia I will found.
Land a very modern model town. Elevated roads to stroll abroad. Roofs so high they made you groggy. Built on land a trifle soggy. So as it rose up, it started down.
Black and white. He built a city that was black and white. No windows spark, and look quite splendid as it sunk. Here comes another lurch. There goes the depot and the Baptist church. As they slipped out of sight, black and white. So long and good night. Bye bye, black and white. Oh,
Look at the city, what a shame. But the truth is politics your game. Kissing babies, making speeches, posing with the local beaches, fun, respectability, and fame.
But being alderman don't wait.
No wait,
On this very US, not the state.
not state. Mayor,
Oh, that's easy pickings.
Senator.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
why not head our presidential slate?
black and white. He's playing politics in black and white. Cold truth and the north back. Middle that advertising acts. No routine in the streets. He talks black and cuts and rabbit sheets. Statistics day and night. In black and white.
Here's my stand on women's rights I'm for. And that means slavery in any forms and name. Now taxes have to be increased to help the folks who have the least. Tobacco I would ban as of today. Black and white. I'm playing politics in black and white. Cold truth and good hard facts. Give all that bad fun towers the axe. No fun king in the streets. I took a budget cut to add ballot sheets. Sherry, I'm losing. You're gonna let me bring a little color in this campaign or they're gonna beat me. You have to release me from my promise, Cherry.
Very well, Taylor. Go ahead.
matter, dear?
Nothing. I just need to rest for a moment.
You know what? So do I.
Here, on the steps of the city hall, it's illegal.
Well, that'll be my first act as mayor. To get a law passed that all elected officials with beautiful wives can sit on the steps of City Hall as long as I'm in office. How's that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Barnum.
You're entirely welcome, Mrs. Barnum. Impressive place, isn't it?
It's the most respectable-looking building I've ever seen, and it belongs to you now.
You know what, Cherry? Sitting here looking at you smiling like that, well, it reminds me of the first night we met in that thunderstorm. I know you were scared, but I kept wishing there'd be just one more flash of light so I could get just one more look at your face.
And I shut my eyes every time the lightning flashed, so I never did get a good look at yours till we were standing at the altar. And by then it was too late. Stop it, Taylor. Folks will think we're foolish.
Why?
Two old people sitting here on these steps in the middle of the night holding hands.
Now, who says we're old? Now, maybe I've got a few gray hairs and a couple of laugh lines, but Sherry, you don't look a day older than the night we met.
Oh, I thought you were through with humbug.
But 22 or 3 are the most, and that's the least humbugging thing I've said in my entire life.
You're going to be wonderful in politics, Taylor. Of course, I don't expect you to be mayor for more than one term. I've already got my eye on a Senate seat. And not the state Senate either.
But Cherry, you're talking about Washington?
Head say you can do it, Taylor.
Oh, Mrs. Barnum, deciding to run for the U.S. Senate is nothing to flip a coin at. It takes pondering it and contemplating it. And how come, in 25 years of tossing that coin, it never once came up tails?
I guess fate is just on my side. Well, that and the fact that this quarter just happens to have 2 heads.
You stacked the deck!
I haven't been watching you 25 years for nothing, Taylor.
All right, Mrs. Barnum, I'll run for your damn Senate seat because I love you and would do anything to make you happy, but you have humbugged me good and proper, and I am most displeased. Now, why are you smiling?
Well, everything's going to be all right. We're quarreling again. The colors of my life.
Colors of my life
Are softer than a breeze.
are bountiful and bold, the purple glow of indigo, gleam of green and cool, the splendor of a sunrise, the dazzle of a flame, the glory of a rainbow. I put 'em all to shame. White, browns, and grays.
Your reds are much too bold.
I'll take my days instead
In gold I find no worth.
and fill them till they overflow with rose and cherry red. And if from by my side my love should roam,
The colors of my life will shine a quiet light, holy dim.
Cherry? Cherry? Cherry! Hump after Bump was standing right there beside me. And just when we're over the threshold, I don't want you boys to worry. So in this campaign, I'm going to be stronger than ever. I worked very hard for this senatorial nomination. It's an election I don't plan to lose.
Mr. Barnum, I am afraid there's been a slight postponement in your nomination.
What are you talking about?
What Mr. Tippleton's trying to say is, well, the party's position has changed. We're giving the nomination to Alexander Whitaker.
What are you talking about? Look, I've been barnstorming for the past 6 months on the strength of your promise that I'd have that nomination.
The decision's out of our hands, Mr. Barnum. But in 4 years, you'll be our prime candidate.
Or what's your damn nomination in 4 years? I promised somebody I'd be in Washington by the end of next January. If I can't be there then, I don't want to be there at all. Good day.
Look, Mr. Barnum.
Get out! They took me, Terry. 6 months of making speeches, and they took that nomination away from me with a lie worse than any humbug I ever pulled in 35 years of fooling people. I thought I got it out of my life, but I was wrong, because it looks like a vital humbug them and they're gonna do worse to me. Oh, and tell the truth, Jerry. Is humbugging so bad after all? Look at that shipload of rules. I come over in the Mayfield. Humbug with a vision of a new kind of utopia. That turned out pretty good. And Tom Jefferson and Ben Franklin back in 1776. Humbug with a vision of a society of free and equal people, and that dream of theirs was strong enough to win a war. Of course, I'm not comparing four-headed frogs and live mermaids to the Declaration of Independence, but you have to admit, somewhere way down deep there's a connection. How do you like that? Up here in a soapbox for 2 minutes, and I convinced myself I'm first cousins with Thomas Jefferson. Well, doesn't that prove it, Cherry? And humbug are the best there is! The Prince of Humbug. Over dash, Bill back, triple toss, triple child, title boss, Bill and Don, and double dutch, and flim flam I am. The king of humbug. Tommy Rock, hocus pocus, get hooked up, hocus pocus, blacker up, scan and shad, and just a touch of white lie am I. Duck tripe and idle chat, Earl of Oil, Lord of Black, Emperor of rigmarole, that I am, bless my soul. The Prince of Humbug, poppycock, pimple waffle, and a chop, open boy, better dump, while and guile, and trumpery, that's me. Now don't worry, Cherry. I wasn't thinking about going back into the menagerie business. What I was thinking about was election. Tell the whole country about the noble art of humbug. After all, it's a gift God gave me. It's how I got everything I ever had. Even you. In a world of stinging shock, this moment we step down a road of rage and rock toward Lord knows what end. Through a night as cold as space and dark as this. Someone's got to get it right. Shoot a rocket, shine a light. Tell me who that someone's gonna be. The Prince of Humbug. Tongue in cheek. Shilling shallows on the wall. Bloody books, common law. Hope and Frank and Hanky Frank and some skullduggery. I am and devil with
The main event, the greatest contest of them all. P.T. Barnum, unarmed, alone without a net, in a struggle to the finish with destiny.
Bailey's today, Mr. Barnum. I'm here for my 3:30 appointment.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bailey. I've given the matter a great deal of consideration, but I'm afraid the answer's no.
sent those pictures and plans over a week ago.
I saw your pictures, and your menagerie doesn't look that bad, but I've been out of the business for too many years now. I'm just not looking to get back into it. Very well, Mr. Barnum. But if you wouldn't mind just a bit of advice.
Why, no, I'd welcome it.
Look, it's 1880, and with Bragg to the White House, we're expanding our boundaries. The surface looks good, but it's too small. There ought to be 10 elephants, plus 20 clowns, bareback riders, fat ladies, a whole family of jugglers with 6 up on the high wire.
That's impossible. I mean, you couldn't get those many acts into one ring.
So you put a couple of more rings on either side, and a band of 40 pieces, and the whole separate tent just for side shows, not to mention a traveling grandstand you can put up and take down to see 5,000 people in a special train, and 2 locomotives, and 60 cars, and enough canvas to put the entire Crystal Palace inside, and still have room left over to fly a kite.
The Crystal Palace. Mr. Barnum, I hope I'm not being humbugged here.
Mr. Bailey, whatever gave you that idea?
Well, I must admit, the idea does sound great the way you tell it, but I need your help.
Out of the question.
I need you. A circus needs you.
No!
When the pill is out the year, you turn your coat to the grip. When a stitch to save on others comes apart with a rip. When the rats invade your attic, you start leaving your ship. Follow my tip, come away on a trip. Just join the circus like you wanted to when you were a kid. Climb aboard before it goes on, and you'll thank your lucky stars you did. Go to bed
a princely final attraction, Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum himself.
Of course, that was a long time ago. And the American Museum? Gone, gone. So is Ginny Lee. Great white whale. And my poor Tom Funk. And them Rubens that come over on the Mayflower, gone to dust. Thomas Jefferson's a memory. And old Franklin's flown his last kite. So it looks like my kind of humbug has disappeared. Pity. Yeah. It was a sucker born every minute. Each time that second hand swept to the top, like Candlelight, something pop. You're so big, their eyes so wide, and go like venom, bona fide baloney.